Hello, and welcome to episode 66 of the Compassion and Cucumbers podcast. I'm Christine.
And I'm Sam.
Hey, we have snow.
Yeah, we do.
Does everybody else have snow?
I doubt everybody else has snow, but we've got some snow.
We got some snow. Snow. And because of said snow, we have a little bit of bad news. We were unable to make our way to the holiday pop-up market at the Vegan Center in Buffalo on Saturday.
Yeah, so bummed. Like, honestly, we tried. We really tried.
Oh, we gave it a really good try.
Yeah, because the roads here were just fine. And, they started to get a little bit bad, maybe 20 minutes or so from home.
Yeah.
And we pushed forward into Orchard Park, and it just kept getting worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, and we could see the wall of snow coming over the lake. And we could see it was dark ahead of us, and we were like driving directly. It was just going to get worse.
Yeah, into it. I mean, and we know that the weather also was fine in Tonawanda, but we couldn't get through Buffalo to the other side.
Yeah,
so.
And I was a little worried about our trip back.
Oh, well, sure.
If it was going to continue like that.
Right.
And we're in the little Hyundai, which is not so great in the snow.
True.
And the roads were really crappy.
Well, they were fine at the beginning. You didn't think so, but...
Well, I mean, they were a little slick at the beginning, but then we were having trouble going.
Oh, yes.
There was so much snow on the road.
Oh, no, absolutely. After that one stoplight where we had a hard time getting the car to go forward, I said, okay, that's it. We'll just turn around and we'll go home because this isn't getting any better.
Yeah, alas. So we missed it, and I'm really sorry that we missed it.
I am too. I was so looking forward to the holiday vibe at the Vegan Center and talking to people and getting their favorites for this episode and all of that. I was just...
Yeah, and eating donuts and cookies.
Hello.
And all the good foods that were there.
Yeah.
We missed out on all that.
We did.
I hope everybody had a good time. I did see some pictures, and it looked like people were having a good time. So I'm just sorry we missed
awesome. It. Yeah. Just a big bummer that we missed it. But, we'll do our best to make it to the next one, which I believe is in February.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes, weather permitting.
Obviously.
Yeah. So there's that. We've been deep into holiday preparations.
Oh, yeah.
Getting ready for
great.
Big Christmas and Kenny Christmas that's coming up.
This is honestly my favorite time of the year, this little bit of span between, the end of a semester and the actual Christmas holidays.
Yeah.
Like I love these last few days of just getting everything ready. Like I finished my wrapping yesterday and, I've been continuing to knit and watch Christmas movies.
Yeah.
And we're doing the last of our shopping tomorrow. And yeah, it's just, I love these days.
The lead up.
The lead up is so great.
It can be fun. I know it stresses some people out, but I think it's kind of fun.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it because, I mean, what stress? We're spending time with family.
Well, that could be stressful for some people.
Well, no, I understand that can be stressful for some people, but I'm saying for us, that's not generally a stressful thing.
No.
And, everybody's chill and nobody expects anything to be perfect. So, yeah, we just do our thing.
Just do our thing.
Just do our thing.
Yeah, we've been watching a ton of Christmas movies.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. With all the preparations and all that jazz, we do not have a recipe this week for our Vegan Cookbook Challenge.
Dun, dun, dun.
Sorry to say. We will come back after the holidays.
Oh, definitely.
With a new recipe, I'm sure.
Because who knows, Santa may just have left us some new cookbooks under the tree.
You never know.
It's entirely possible.
It's very possible.
See, there we go. So we'll have to continue.
Yeah, I'm sure that will continue. But what we do want to talk about today and what this episode is, and I've been excited about this episode, and I am sorry that I didn't get a chance to get more input from some people at the market. But this week we are doing listener holiday favorites, which is fun.
Totally fun.
And we got quite a few submissions.
We did.
And we're going to share some of those submissions with you.
Cool.
Yeah. And I'm sure we will comment and put our 2 cents worth in and some of our favorites in there too. We'll sprinkle them.
Well, absolutely. How could we resist?
We can't. We can't resist.
No.
So do you want to just jump in? Let's just jump into our listener holiday favorites.
All right. listener holiday favorites. We are going to kick things off with Emily. And Emily, we really appreciate your submissions. This was absolutely fantastic. So first, the first thing we asked is, what is your favorite Christmas movie? Now, Emily lists several. One is Christmas with the Cranks, which we actually just watched.
We just watched.
Yesterday, I think.
That's also one of our favorites.
Also one of our favorites. Both Home Alones, and I agree here because there are actually 4 Home Alones, but it's only the first 2 that are worth watching.
There's no point in watching 3 or 4.
No.
And I think there's even more now.
There might be.
Yeah.
Yeah, there absolutely might be, but only the first 2 with Macaulay Culkin are worth watching. The others you can just leave alone. Then let's see. She says the newer cartoon Grinch that came out a few years ago. I don't think I've seen this one.
We haven't seen it either.
So
I haven't seen it either.
We're going to have to track it down.
Yeah, we'll look for that.
Yeah, we'll definitely look for that. And then The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Which is a really good movie, and I love the music.
Oh, the music's fabulous.
From A Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah. I mean, and also you just get Tim Burton's warped mind.
Right.
And you always have to appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so those are really cool submissions for movies. What else does she have on here?
Well, let's see. For music, she actually said that she doesn't really like Christmas music.
Right. She says none, really.
None, really.
LOL.
Yeah, I don't like Christmas music. And okay, more power to you. I know a lot of people who don't love Christmas music.
Yeah.
And so, that's absolutely fine. She does mention a Gwen Stefani one that's a remake on a classic, but I don't know what song it is.
I don't either. More research is required.
More research is required.
Yes.
Yeah, we definitely have to look a little bit further into that. And we will. We absolutely will.
Yep.
In terms of traditions, Emily's got making a gingerbread house with her mom.
That's so fun. We did that when I was younger. Yeah.
So great. I don't think I've ever made a gingerbread house.
It's really fun.
But I love the idea of it.
Well, maybe next year we'll make some.
Ooh, that'd be cool. It'd be a new experience. I dig that.
Yeah, because it's fun decorating them and everything.
Yeah, I think that would be a blast. So, I think that's something I'm going to have to put on the list.
Okay.
And then on Christmas Eve, her family opens gifts from Emily to the family. So we have some Christmas Eve gift giving.
That's fun.
Yeah. We also do one gift on Christmas Eve.
We do.
To each other, which is our traditional Christmas pajamas.
Yeah.
So that's our Christmas Eve gift giving. And then for food, she mentions French toast.
That's a great idea.
On Christmas morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, French toast is actually a fabulous idea.
Yeah.
You could do it up with some lots of cinnamon and
berries.
And stuff. Ooh, yeah, that'd be good.
You could really go to town with the French toast.
Oh, well, hey, we have Christmas morning to ourselves.
Yeah. Maybe we'll take you up on that, Emily, and adopt your tradition of the French toast.
Because, we're not opening presents on Christmas morning.
Right.
Because we're waiting till the 26th.
Yeah.
But we still have that morning to ourselves before we're going to Train Savannah's.
Is Christmas Sunday?
Yes.
We are working at the shelter that morning.
Well, yes, but that's early morning.
Yeah. So maybe work at the shelter, come home, make French toast.
Hello.
Good idea.
I think that sounds amazing. And thank you, Emily, for giving us that suggestion before we did our last Christmas grocery shopping.
Right.
Yeah, because we will definitely get the accoutrement for some really lovely French toast.
Yeah.
And we'll
report back.
We'll report back. And then she also mentions, more recently, due to college, watching a Christmas movie every night in December.
We do that.
We do the same thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
We actually start watching Christmas movies directly after Thanksgiving.
The day after Thanksgiving. Yeah. Yeah. And
we have a ton of movies on DVD, and there's so many out there now. We have multiple streaming services, so we just skip around and see what we can find.
Exactly. Yeah, but we definitely do that too. We pretty much suspend any and all other television watching.
Yeah, pretty much.
We don't watch any of the series that we like to binge or anything like that. We leave it all alone, and it turns into Christmas movie mania.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of series that we like to binge, did we mention this last week about the Santa Clauses?
Oh, the
series?
Santa Clauses series on Netflix?
Yeah.
Was that Netflix? No, that was Disney Plus.
Oh, it's on Disney Plus. If you have Disney Plus and you're familiar with the the Santa Claus movies
with Tim Allen.
With Tim Allen. I think we may have talked about it last week, but I'm not sure. They Disney has turned it into a limited run series.
And there were 6 episodes.
And it was pretty cute.
It was really cute. And so, this is Scott Calvin as Santa Claus, 30 years later, and about his kids who have grown up at the North Pole. And you learn some new secrets about Santa Claus, which you didn't know before. And it was really entertaining.
It was pretty entertaining.
Really entertaining. Yeah. I would highly recommend.
I recommend it if you're a fan of that franchise.
For sure.
Yeah. What else does Emily have to say?
Let's see. She also says that in terms of food, they usually do, and this is in quotes, Italian Christmas.
Yay.
I completely understand.
Emily is a girl after my heart.
Yeah, I completely understand. Whenever we are with Christine's family, it is also very much Italian Christmas.
Yes, it is.
So
Buon
she
Natale.
says, Buon Natale. She says that her mom stopped eating ham when Emily herself went vegan and knew how disturbing pig was for her. So that's delightful.
That's nice.
Her grandmother even likes the Italian food even more. So they usually do stuffed shells, for which there is a vegan option. So that would be similar to our ravioli tradition.
Yeah.
And Emily does say that regardless of the food that's on the table, that this is her favorite time of year for food in general.
Actually, I think it says this is my least favorite time of year.
Oh my gosh. I missed a word and that changed everything. Her least favorite time of year for food in general.
Emily, that's Grinchy. Why?
Well, no. I don't think it's Grinchy. I really don't. No, I think because, number one, fresh vegetables become harder to come by.
Yeah.
Good quality fresh vegetables become harder to come by.
Yeah.
In a big way. So that's kind of an issue. I mean, today you made some lovely pasta with, some Beyond sausage.
Which we haven't had anything like that. And we've been totally on Whole Foods for months.
Yeah. And which has been great. I love it.
Oh yeah,
actually.
me too.
And but today we had some whole wheat pasta and with some Beyond sausage and it was delightful because we hadn't had anything like it in
I was
so
feeling
long.
some comfort food.
It was like the biggest treat. But I'm kind of with Emily because you're almost at this time of year, it's because it's so hard to get fresh fruits and vegetables at their peak.
Yeah.
You kind of revert to pastas and
holiday foods do
food.
tend to be more on the unhealthy side.
Yeah, they tend to be fattier and
so I take it all back, Emily. It's not Grinchy at all. I totally understand where you're coming from.
It's not even remotely Grinchy. Yeah, so do not listen to her. No. Emily, you are the whoest of who's. You are nowhere near Grinchy.
You're the whoest of who's.
The whoiest of who's. Yes.
Little Emily
Lou Who. Yes. Emily Lou Who. I love it.
Yeah, so thanks a lot for your submission, Emily. We really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
Who else do we have?
Well, let's see. We have... Is it Micah or Mika?
It's Micah.
It's Micah. Mm-hmm. Awesome. So we have Micah, who is a younger listener, and we love that she is a younger listener.
Yeah, Micah, it's so cool that you listen.
It is. It really, really is.
That you listen to us two old ladies.
Honestly. Honestly. Until we thought the only teenager that listened to us was our niece.
It's true.
Yeah, and she only listens to see if we talk about her.
Usually, yeah.
Although I think she does find us entertaining, too.
I hope so. Lucy, if you're out there, I hope we entertain you.
I hope so, too.
And Micah, I hope we entertain you also.
There you go. So anyway, Micah lists her favorite movies as The Santa Claus, which
there you go.
We were just talking about. And 2 Mickey movies. Mickey Once Upon a Christmas and Mickey Twice Upon a Christmas. Which I don't think I've seen.
I think we have the Mickey Once Upon a Christmas, but we don't watch it. For some reason, it always ends up in the back of the drawer.
I really don't think we have it.
We don't? I know we have one Mickey one, but I don't know what it is.
I don't either.
All right, we'll have to look into that.
We're going to have to look into that. Absolutely. Absolutely. For songs, Micah tells us that she likes It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas. I love that one also.
Good one.
And It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year.
Both really good choices.
Fantastic choices.
Yeah.
Secular, but they really kind of hit the Christmas vibe.
Yeah, and she says
Warm and homey. And
she says this is really cute how she said it. She said, for song, I like the it's, in quotation. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, and it's the most wonderful time of the year.
Very nice. Love that. That's great.
Yeah. So what is Micah's tradition?
For tradition, she says that every Christmas Eve, she and her sister put on a Christmas show.
Love that.
I love that too. And this could be anything. It could be a play or a dance or a song. But she says now she and her sister are teenagers and it's not as much fun. So they haven't done it the last couple years.
And I know when I responded to Micah, that I told her that she should definitely bring the show back.
Oh, absolutely. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. If we had our family in the right conglomeration on Christmas Eve, like I would love that.
Putting on a show?
Putting on a little show.
I think it's a fantastic idea.
I think it's I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah. So Micah, bring back the show.
Yes, bring back the show, Micah. That's fabulous.
Yep.
And then for food, she mentions her mom taking 2 Sweet Lauren cookies.
I'm not familiar with that. Do you know what a Sweet Lauren is?
I don't. So, Micah, you're going to have to educate us on this.
Yeah.
So if you can tell us what a Sweet Lauren is, that would be awesome. And then she makes them into a sandwich, putting icing in the middle, and then candy canes, like crushed up candy canes on the icing.
Okay.
So you get this kind of crunchy, pepperminty filling to 2 cookies.
Sounds good.
It does sound good. Sounds very good. That looks like that's it for Micah.
Yeah. Micah says that she and her mom are the only vegans in their household. Her mother never ate eggs and dairy because of allergies, but after Micah went fully vegan, her mom converted.
Go Micah's mom.
Yeah.
And go Micah.
I love that.
Yes. That's fabulous. And thank you so much for sharing your Christmas traditions and favorites with us.
And reach out to us and tell us a little more about these Sweet Laurens, because I've never heard of a Sweet Lauren cookie, so I'm curious to find out what they are.
Oh, yes. Because, we want to know everything about every cookie we could possibly know anything about.
Right.
Yes.
Who else do we have?
Well, I mean, I feel like I'm kind of usurping the microphone here today. So
I like to hear you read.
You do?
Yeah. You're better at the reading, if there's reading involved. And for reference,
obviously not.
Reference our winter holidays around the world for my fabulous Latin reading. I have dyslexia. So when I'm reading something off of a page, number 1, I never pronounce things correctly. And number 2, the words get all jumbled in my brain and it all comes out sounding very terrible. So yes, I appreciate Sam doing the reading of things.
All right. Okay, then. I will continue. So we also have Sarah.
Hey, Sarah.
Yes, we have Sarah. And Sarah's Jewish, so we're getting a little bit of a Hanukkah vibe on this one, which we absolutely love. And so she mentioned 2 favorite holiday songs for fun. The dreidel song. Dreidel, dreidel, dreidel.
Love the dreidel song.
Love the dreidel song.
Especially the Bare Naked Ladies version.
It's fabulous. Yes, absolutely love it. And then for spiritual, she mentions a song, Mauzer. And I am not familiar with this particular song, but can I tell you that all of the Hanukkah music I've ever heard is stunning.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Absolutely stunning.
Agreed.
So I am definitely going to be looking for that particular piece of music.
We will Google it.
And we will Google it and we will listen, and I'm sure we will absolutely love it. For food, I am not at all surprised, and I completely agree with potato latkes.
The latkes. My friend Bradley, who is also Jewish, was sharing some photos of the latke preparation process that was happening for his temple. And let me tell you, it was just countertop after countertop after countertop of potatoes. And like 8 or 10 people all in the process. I'm like, that is a lot of latkes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I can't remember. When did I last have a latke?
I don't know.
I can't remember. And I haven't made the Irish equivalent in a while.
Yeah.
So Might have to get on that because that sounds really good.
Yeah.
Now that we're talking about it.
They look good. Everybody's been sharing pictures of their latkes, and I'm like, I want one.
Yeah, they're beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Or two.
And for traditions, her favorite tradition is lighting the Hanukkah candles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
Absolutely beautiful.
So thanks, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah,
for your submission. And the last submission that we're going to talk about is from one of our favorite listeners, Sharon G. You know who you
Sharon
are.
G, you know who you are.
Sharon sent us this most lovely email, and she prefaced the email with, if this is all too much or too long, don't, feel free to cut it all out. And I wouldn't cut a single word out of the email she sent. It's so sweet and so
absolutely beautiful,
personal, and I really appreciated her sharing.
Yeah. So I will be glad to read this in its entirety.
Please do.
Okay, put on my narrator hat for a second. All right, so here we go. As a child, when it was time to cut down our family Christmas tree, we would load into my dad's country squire station wagon and head to Angola to my grandparents' farm. Shortly before arriving, we would collectively and enthusiastically sing "Over the River and Through the Woods to Grandmother's House We Go," a Pennsylvania Dutch favorite. When we arrived, we would pile on the sled pulled by my grandfather driving the tractor and head down the lane lined with white birch trees. We'd trudge into the woods looking for the biggest and best Christmas tree, one that my dad had grown as a child. Typically, it'd take up a large portion of our living room. On Christmas Day, we would go back to my grandparents with the whole extended family for a big Pennsylvania Dutch-style Christmas. There were gifts and treats, music and visiting, and a performance put on by all of us kids.
There's that performance again. I love that.
Right? My grandmother would put out a feast for everyone, which now, as an adult, I appreciate how much work she put into not only the meal, but the whole day. When it was time to head home, we would fill our pockets with candy from the candy dishes. Grandma would bundle us up, kiss us goodbye, and send us out into the snowy night for our adventurous ride home. When my grandparents were no longer with us, my mom took over the Pennsylvania Dutch holiday, complete with the treats, gifts, and a huge meal. Only this time it was my and my husband David's kids and their cousins having the childhood experience, putting on the shows, and enjoying the magical feeling of their grandparents' efforts and love. Today, our girls, Stephanie and Sarah, are grown. My grandparents and parents are all with us in spirit, and we're creating our own traditions. Some carried on and some new, but still filled with the same magic and love I remember as a child.
I just love that.
I do too.
It chokes me up a little.
Mm-hmm. It's beautiful.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Sharon. Just seriously, I'm all choked up.
Mm-hmm.
I may need to take a moment.
Okay. Take a moment.
So what were some of Sharon's favorite food and drink and whatnot?
Okay, so Sharon starts off with her favorite food and drink traditions, and I have to say, I love all of them. Okay, so first was mini grilled cheese sandwiches on homemade bread with caramelized onion relish, dipped in homemade tomato soup served in teacups.
Don't you love that?
I am in love with this. Like, I can't, my whole head just lit up when I saw this. I'm like, this is just the most amazing idea.
Yeah, and that, I don't know if that's a Pennsylvania Dutch thing,
it's
too.
Not. She says it's one of her own family traditions. And so I think that's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So another one is spinach artichoke dip.
Love it.
I've never run into anybody who doesn't love a good
It's
spinach
so good.
artichoke dip. And she says it's one of the first things that she learned to veganize when going vegan.
Yeah.
And that makes really good sense.
Total sense.
Yes. And then I have to admit, I have a soft spot for this next one. For a beverage, tradition is Irish cream. That she currently is in the midst of an Italian family, but she's got to keep her Irish heritage. Amen to that. Yes, I completely agree.
Yeah.
Yes. Christine actually is very much into the Baileys. It's her holiday beverage of choice.
I am Italian, well, Sicilian, really, by birth. Mm. But there's a small Irish person in my heart because I love Bailey's, Jameson Irish whiskey. When it comes to drink, the Irish know how to do it.
It's true.
Yes.
It's true. And even though this particular Irish girl doesn't drink, it,
Yeah.
Doesn't so much matter. We know how to do it. We do it right.
It's true.
Yeah. So anyway, Sharon also shares with us her favorite Christmas movies or specials. One of them we just watched today, and that is Elf.
Yeah. that movie is so funny. Sam didn't really like it when it first came out, but it's grown on her.
I didn't. I have to admit, I'm not a huge Will Ferrell fan.
See, I am. I love him. He just cracks me up.
I don't know why it is. Like, I haven't figured it out. What about him I'm not crazy about?
Yeah.
Like, because yes, he's very funny.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what it is, but there's something there that just puts me off a little bit. But after watching it today, I have to admit it is growing on me. Like,
Yeah.
I'm much more receptive to it than I would have been a few years ago.
Yeah.
So that's great. Another mention for the Santa Claus.
Yeah, the Santa Claus is getting lots of love.
Gotta love that. The Nativity Story,
Gotta love that.
of course. And I love this because this is not one that you see very often. Little House on the Prairie, Christmas at Plum Creek.
Right?
I remember,
Do you remember that
seeing
coming
this on television
On TV.
when I was a kid.
Yeah, back in the late 70s and early 80s, I believe they aired it. Yeah.
Yeah. And
I haven't seen it since then, I swear.
neither have I. So I think that's
We'll have
kind
to
of
look
amazing.
for it.
We will. Absolutely. And then another, A Christmas They Never Forgot.
I'm not familiar with that.
I'm not either. So again, giving us stuff to
Thanks
research.
for all these
That's
ideas.
awesome. Yeah, love this one. Okay. And for favorite Christmas songs, Sharon gives us the following list. Away in a Manger, Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire, otherwise known as the Christmas song.
The Christmas song, yeah.
Oh Holy Night, one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Little Drummer Boy. Do You Hear What I Hear? Silver Bells. Go Tell It on the Mountain. Happy Christmas. War is Over. Pachelbel's Canon.
Oh, Canon and D. Yeah.
Yes, the Canon in D. It was
Yeah.
one of my favorite things to play on the piano when I played piano.
Uh-huh.
I never really thought of it as Christmas music, though.
I can see it being Christmassy.
I can totally see it. It's
Yeah.
just not how I normally think about it. Like,
Yeah.
I think of Pachelbel's Canon as wedding music. A lot of people use
Oh,
it as wedding music.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway. And then we have one that I do not know. It's called Birth of the Boy by Sarah Elizabeth. And she says she's partial to this one.
Yeah, Sarah is her daughter.
Oh, well, that would be why. There we go.
Sarah is her daughter and a brilliant musician. So if you are looking for some new music to listen to, definitely check out Sarah Elizabeth Music. I think she's Sarah Elizabeth Music on Instagram. We'll share it in the show notes so you can find her stuff
Awesome.
because she's good.
Very cool.
Yeah, so Sharon, wow, thank you for sharing all of that.
Thank you so much for that story. Oh my gosh. If you ever feel like, writing a book of short stories and want a narrator, hit me up because that was great. That was really great.
It was. And like I said before, it I don't know, something about her retelling of what she did
Oh, absolutely.
with her family chokes me up.
Well, sure. I mean, I think I think for a lot of people, memories of family holidays and family gatherings, especially with those who maybe aren't with us anymore.
Yeah, and the making of new traditions.
And the making of new traditions, remembering the old and making the new. And I think that's really deeply seated, in the human heart.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, of course, it chokes you up. I love that it chokes you up. I do.
I'm just a big softie.
It's true.
So yeah, thank you everybody that shared your favorites with us. And like I said, I'm sorry that we couldn't reach out to people in person like we wanted to at the market. But I love all the submissions that we got.
Absolutely. Amazing. Thank you.
Yeah. And with that, I think we'll just move on to housekeeping because we're trying to keep these a little shorter. I know you're all short on time as we are, as we prepare for the holidays or as we are in the holidays. Today is the first day of Hanukkah, so happy Hanukkah to everyone celebrating Hanukkah. And so we'll just move into housekeeping.
Sounds good.
We're still holding our Food Not Bombs fundraiser at our Buy Me a Coffee site. That's buymeacoffee.com/cucumbers. If you want to donate to Food Not Bombs, we're collecting for the Buffalo location, and they provide meals, vegan meals. Why do I always say meals? Vegan meals.
I don't know.
For people in need in the Buffalo area.
They sure do. Hoodies for the Homeless has wrapped up their warm clothing drive, and we want to give a big thanks to everyone who donated.
Yeah, that was a successful campaign.
Absolutely.
Join our Patreon. The link is always in our show notes, and you can join. There's 3 different levels of support, and with each level, you will receive fun stuff, bonus episodes, merch, our undying love.
They already have that.
And any money that we get through our Patreon will be used to improve the show so we can reach more people like you.
Per usual, I'm going to ask for a review on your podcast app if it allows, and you know what Christine wants.
5 stars.
She does.
5 golden stars.
Really, really does.
Yes.
Yes. So if you want to give Christine a fabulous Christmas gift, please leave a review on your podcast app and give her the 5 stars she so deeply craves.
Yep, and we will read your review on the show.
We sure will.
What's next here? Oh, share our social media posts. It's the easiest way to support us and every creator, and it costs you nothing. So share our posts, like and comment if you can, or if you want to. That really helps us.
Yeah. Also share the show with a friend or family member that you think would enjoy what we do.
Yeah. Join the AFA Vegan Voter Hub and give to them if you can. It's really important that we know how many vegans are out there when the AFA is lobbying in Washington so that they can give that information to politicians.
Absolutely. And last, we brought this up last week, but we're going to do it again. So some of you out there might be interested in starting your own podcast. If you are, we have an offer from our host, Buzzsprout. Following the link in the show notes lets Buzzsprout know we sent you, and will get you a $20 credit if you sign up for a paid plan. It also helps support our show. Buzzsprout gets your show listed in every major podcast platform. You'll get a great-looking podcast website, audio players that you can drop into other websites, detailed analytics to see how people are listening, and tools to promote your episodes. So, if you're interested, join over 100,000 podcasters already using Buzzsprout to get their message out to the world.
Indeed. I know there's got to be some people out there that are thinking, hey, I want to start a podcast. Well, if you do, use our link.
Absolutely.
Use our link, and it helps us.
It helps you. It helps us. And you know what? If you ever want to have a chat about starting your own podcast, hit us up.
Yeah,
we'd love to do that.
I am always more than willing to give people advice, or if you need information on what equipment to use, how to go about starting a podcast, hit me up. I give that information freely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What else? I guess that's it. That's the end of episode 66.
It is. And really our last episode for the year.
Yes, this will be our last episode for the year. We will come back next week with a reimagining of an episode. Isn't that what they say now instead of a rewrite?
It's not a reimagining, it's a re-release. We haven't reimagined anything.
Yeah, we're going to re-release an episode next week because we're taking a little break to spend time with family. And I think the episode that we're going to re-release is our holiday traditions episode.
Think so.
So it'll be right along the same vein as this.
Yeah, so if you haven't caught that episode yet, next week will be your opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, you'll hear us. We're going to, preface the episode with a little something. And then it'll be next year. So
yes, because in the following episode, we will be recording on January 2nd.
Yeah, crazy. 2023.
Crazy.
It's so crazy that it's 2023 already.
It is.
When you think of the year 2000, it doesn't seem like it was 23 years ago.
It really doesn't.
Right?
No.
So thank you, everybody, for listening. And I hope you all have a joyous and happy holiday and that you get to spend time with all the people that you care about.
Yes. Thank you, everyone.
We'll talk to you next year. Bye-bye.
No.
Do you want to support the Compassion and Cucumbers podcast? Well, you can do that by joining our Patreon page. We have 3 different levels of support, and all 3 come with their own special bonuses. Hey, you can support the podcast and get yourself some really cool merch. All the links and deets are in the show notes. We'll catch you next week on the next episode of Compassion and Cucumbers.